with Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Stephen Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And off we go from Cleveland. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On play action, now Carr. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. First carry for Nick Chubb. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll go down at the 28. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
53, Mike. You ain't doing nothing today.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher. And we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Yeah, the Browns are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Chubb is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Second and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day, and I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. And he's giving me the evil eye, folks. Now Carr. It's caught by OBJ. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
43. Switch up. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. Know your job.
Carr now on first down. And Waller taking it in over the middle. 3 yards the gain there, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So, Charles, this defense going to have its hands full all game long. You'd have to figure, facing the man second in the NFL in passing yards. What's the course of action here defensively?
Well, we all know that every down seems to have equal importance. But for this game, they're putting it all on third down. Make sure they stop them there, get off the field, and that way they can turn the ball over to their offense and feel good about how this game's progressing.
And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there. No, it appears they're going to mark him short of the first. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Jacobs, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
And there's a typical run by Josh Jacobs, one where as a defender, you have to make a decision about how you approach him because he's awfully physical with the ball in his hands. 12 touchdowns on the ground last year after 7 as a rookie, and he was a 1,000-yard rusher in each of his first 2 seasons. Wouldn't surprise me, with enough touches, he could easily crack the 1,500-yard mark.
They'll run on first down. Jacobs. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Mike 28. All right. Here we go. Raider one. Hey, let's get there.
They'll go option to the short side. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Time to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
That's going to be a long day. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Check 53's Mike. He don't know no better.
Back to throw, Watson.
Mike. Go, go, go.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from TCU, Trayvon Merrick. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
They find some open field here. Dashing through the snow. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on the Pro Bowl guard, Joel Bitonio.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Watson. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. A good rally to the football. Keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. 2nd and 16.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Here's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Again, this is Chubb, and he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a bandit.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Strong right. Strong right.
Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
A run for Nick Chubb. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 52 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he's just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Watson now to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got a first and goal.
Hunt will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
It certainly appears that they've lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, it's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play there for Vegas. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Check. 45's the mic. 45's the mic. Man out, man out, man out. 7:34. 45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Number 53, Mike 53. Hey, check.
A carry here for Hunt. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
53, check 53. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Now it's Watson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A shotgun snap for Watson. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts him in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point. They'll run it with Jacobs. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Drop deep, drop deep. Tighten up.
Hard to throw for it on 4th down. Touchdown! Darren Waller as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now Hunt on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Watch the safety creep.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. The final shot here before half for Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Will Parks. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. From the end zone, it's Dearness Johnson. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
76 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. They run it again with Chubb. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Watson's throw caught by Bird here. And he's going to have this down deep into Vegas territory. A big play that time for Cleveland.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Ball on the 8, it's 2nd and 4. And again, it's Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gostkowski for the point after. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
What now?
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr looking again for Waller, and he's got him again.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mike, 28. It's our time. It's our time.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Looking deep for Adams. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same.
And now here is another interception. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sideline, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Chubb. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. To throw is Watson. He's going to have to hook up to Schwartz. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give the Chubb out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense.
Now Chubb running right. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
53. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
Now Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line.
53
On the carry, it's Chubb. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
53's Mike. I'm scared.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to get forward for about 5 but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Hey, tight.
To throw on second is Watson. Pass complete to Bird out right here. And the Browns are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. The point after try for Gostkowski. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
3 down. Mike, 28. Mike, 28. Here we go. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Let's go, defense. Hey, here we go. Mike, 28. You better be afraid of me.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr, he's going to try and go deep again. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for the Raiders. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Express. Mike, 28. Watch the run. Mike, 28.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They run. Chubb.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A give running right is Chubb. Despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
Cut his left. Cut his left. 4 down. 4 down. Check.
Watson a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. Handoff comes to Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. There he goes right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point good by Gostkowski, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is...
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Will Parks. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Set. 19. 53 is the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run. 53 is the mic. 53. Check 53. Here we go. Here we go.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Mike, I don't think you got it, son.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Reset. 19. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Crunch time, defense. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. 1, 2, 3.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a second straight loss. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Reset. 19. 53. Ready. Double tight. Double tight. 3 down.
On the ground is Chubb, and he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Will Parks. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Following the penalty, Chubb. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Jerron Harmon makes the tackle. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll get this one up to the 26. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Here comes Grant on the return. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
74 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all all that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Cleveland, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.